But say what you will of Cersei. She loves her children. She is the only one I'm certain had nothing to do with this murder, which makes it unique as King's Landing murders go.
You can't insult me!
We've had vicious kings, and we've had idiot kings, but I don't know if we've ever been cursed with a vicious idiot.
You can't!
I can, I am!
You're talking to a king!
And now I've struck a king. Did my hand fall from my wrist?
You do well to remember that, you little monster.
Oh, I'm a monster. Perhaps you should speak to me more softly then. Monsters are dangerous, and just now, kings are dying like flies.
Against the Lannisters? I killed my mother, Joanna Lannister, on the day I was born. I killed my father, Tywin Lannister, with a bolt to the heart. I am the greatest Lannister killer of our time.
What would you have me do with him?
I swore I would kill him if he ever returned.
I know.
A ruler who kills those devoted to her is not a ruler who inspires devotion. And you're going to need to inspire devotion, a lot of it, if you're ever going to rule across the narrow sea.
As a clever man once told me, we make peace with our enemies, not our friends.
I don't make peace with the Queen's enemies. I kill the Queen's enemies.
Yes, that's the military approach. How has that worked here in Marine?
I can't believe you're going. It's ridiculous, even for you.
Where's your sense of wonder? The greatest structure ever built, the intrepid men of the Night's Watch, the wintry abode of the White Walkers.
Tell me you're not thinking of taking the black.
And go celibate? The whores would go begging from dawn to Casterly Rock. No, I just want to stand on top of the wall and piss off the edge of the world.
Commandant, you will bear the king's banner. Men, form up! Men! Men! They say I am half a man. But what does that make the lot of you?
The only way out is through the gates. And they're at the gates.
There's another way out. I'm going to show you. Come out behind them and fuck them in their asses. Don't fight for your king. And don't fight for his kingdoms. Don't fight for honor, don't fight for glory. Don't fight for riches because you won't get any. This is your city Stannis means to sack. That's your gate he's ramming. If he gets in, it will be your houses he burns. Your gold he steals. Your women he will rape. Those are brave men knocking at our door. Let's go kill them!
Tell me, when your men slaughtered Ned Stark's men in the throne room, did you give the order?
I did. And I would again. The man was a traitor. He tried to buy my loyalty.
A fool. He had no idea you were already bought.
Are you drunk? Not have my honor questioned by an imp?
I'm not questioning your honor, Lord Janis. I'm denying its existence.
You think I'll stand here and take this from you, dwarf?
Dwarf? You should have stopped at imp. And yes, you will stand here and take it from me, unless you'd like to take it from my friend here. I intend to serve as Hand of the King until my father returns from the war. And seeing as you betrayed the last Hand of the King, well, I just wouldn't feel safe with you lurking about.
What are you doing? My friends at court will not allow this. The Queen herself
The
granted...
Queen Regent. And you're a fool to believe she's your friend.
We're going to have to speak louder.
What is the meaning of this?
What kind of knight beats a helpless girl?
The kind who serves his king, imp.
Careful now. We don't want to get blood all over your pretty white cloak.
Someone get the girl something to cover herself with. She's to be your queen. Have you no regard for her honor?
I'm punishing her.
For what crimes? She should not fight her brother's battle, you half-wit.
You can't talk to me like that. The king can do as he likes.
The Mad King did as he liked. Has your Uncle Jaime ever told you what happened to him?
No one threatens his grace in the presence of the King's Guard.
I'm not threatening the king, sir. I am educating my nephew. Bronn, the next time Sir Merwin speaks, kill him. That was a threat. See the difference? I apologize for my nephew's behavior.
What do we have?
There's that mind of yours you keep going on about?
Well, I've never actually been able to kill people with it.
Good thing. I'd be out of a job.
Take you for a hunter.
The greatest in the land. My spear never misses.
I had nothing to do with the attempt on your son's life.
The dagger found...
What sort of imbecile arms an assassin with his own blade?
Should I gag him?
Why? Am I starting to make sense?
Still makes me more clever than you. To think, if I were arranging a royal assassination, I'd plan it in such a way that I wouldn't be standing there gawking like a fool when the king died.
But then Mormont saw them, and you saw them, and I trust the eyes of an honest man more than I trust what everybody knows.
What great thing has ever been accomplished without killing or cruelty?
It's easy to confuse what is with what ought to be, especially when what is has worked out in your favor.
So your reasons are true and theirs are false. They don't know their own minds, but you do.
Well said. You're an eloquent man. Doesn't mean you're wrong. In my experience, eloquent men are right, every bit as often as imbeciles.
My mother's been looking for you. You ride for King's Landing today.
Before you go, you will call on Lord and Lady Stark and offer your sympathies.
What good will my sympathies do then?
None, but it is expected of you. Your absence has already been noted.
The boy means nothing to me. Oh, I can't stand the wailing of women.
One word, and I hit you again.
I'm telling Mother.
Go. Tell her. But first you will get to Lord and Lady Stark, and you will fall on your knees in front of them and tell them how very sorry you are, that you are at their service and that all your prayers are with them. Do you understand?
You can't.
Do you understand?
Where do I begin, my lords and ladies? I am a vile man. I confess it. My crimes and sins are beyond counting. I have lied and cheated, gambled and whored. I'm not particularly good at violence, but I'm good at convincing others to do violence for me. You want specifics, I suppose? When I was 7, I saw a servant girl bathing in the river. I stole her robe, and she was forced to return to the castle, naked and in tears. If I closed my eyes, I could still see her tits bouncing. When I was 10, I stuffed my uncle's boots with goat shit. When confronted with my crime, I blamed a squire. Poor boy was flogged, and I escaped justice. When I was 12, I milked my eel into a pot of turtle stew. I flogged the one-eyed snake. I skinned my sausage. I made the bald man cry. Into the turtle stew, which I do believe my sister ate, at least I hope she did. I once brought a jackass and a honeycomb into a brothel.
Silence! What happened there?
I don't like threats.
Who threatened you?
I'm not Ned Stark. I understand the way this game is played.
Ned Stark was a man of honor.
And I am not. Threaten me again, and I'll have you thrown into the sea.
There's a ship leaving for Eastwatch by the Sea tonight. From there, I'm afraid it's rather a long walk to Castle Black. I hope you enjoy the wall. I found it surprisingly beautiful. In a brutal, horribly uncomfortable sort of way.
It wasn't me. Ah, Varys. It was Varys the spider.
You see, I told Varys that I was giving the princess to the Greyjoys. I told Littlefinger that I planned to wed her to Robin Arryn. I told no one that I was offering her to the Dornish. No one but you.
Eunuch has spies everywhere.
Cut off his manhood and feed it to the goats.
No.
There are no goats, half-man.
Well, make do. How long have you been spying for my sister?
All I did for House Lannister. Always. Your Lord Father, ask him. I've always been his servant, since the days of the Mad King.
How would you like to die, Tyrion, son of Tywin?
In my own bed, at the age of 80, with a belly full of wine and a girl's mouth around my cock?
Cut you in half. You'll do without a second thought.
That would make me the quarterman. Just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Dragons do not do well in captivity.
How do you know this?
That's what I do. I drink, and I know things. A wise man once said, the true history of the world is a history of great conversations in elegant rooms.
Who said this?
Me. Just now. But a wise man once said that you should never believe a thing simply because you want to believe it.
Which wise man said this?
I don't remember. Father would have been proud.
Don't talk about father.
Listen to me.
I once told Bronn that if I ever saw you again, I'd cut you in half.
It'll take you a while with a sparring sword.
I've always wanted to see the wall.
You're Tyrion Lannister, the Queen's brother?
My greatest accomplishment. And you're Ned Stark's bastard, aren't you? Did I offend you? Sorry. You are the bastard, though.
Lord Eddard Stark is my father.
And Lady Stark is not your mother, making you the bastard. Let me give you some advice, bastard. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you.
Trial by combat. Deciding a man's guilt or innocence in the eyes of the gods by having two other men hack each other to pieces tells you something about the gods.
So clever. Aren't you always so clever with your schemes and your plots?
Schemes and plots are the same thing.
Why'd you read so much?
Look at me and tell me what you see.
Is this a trick?
What you see is a dwarf. If I had been born a peasant, they might have left me out in the woods to die. Alas, I was born a Lannister of Casterly Rock. Things are expected of me. My father was the hand of the king for 20 years.
Until your brother killed that king.
Yes. Until my brother killed him.
Life is full of these little ironies. My sister married the new king, and my repulsive nephew will be king after him. I must do my part for the honor of my house, wouldn't you agree? But how? Well, my brother has his sword, and I have my mind, and a mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone. That's why I read so much. Fine. Bronn first. Your father beat you.
But my mother hit harder.
You killed your first man before you were 12.
It was a woman. She swung an axe at me.
You've been north of the wall.
What brought you up there?
Work.
And you once loved a woman many years ago, but it turned out badly, so you've never let yourself love again. Oh, wait, that's me.